6 customers, or anything, any problem you're trying to solve at all. So that's the very first thing to do. You identify the business questions you're trying to solve. And then the next step is that you collect your data. So mostly for organization, there's usually like a data warehouse where your data is seated. So that's where the data analyst goes to query the data. For instance, for like now, like the quiz I'm going to give you guys later, that's also like a form of data. That's me trying to collect your details to find out how you guys did well in the quiz I'm going to give you. Yeah, so what the next thing you do is collect your data, and data can be collected from various sources, like I mentioned, database and surveys, experiments, and even from social media. You can collect data from social media. After you must have collected your data, the next thing to do is to clean your data. Because most times data comes with a lot of errors. You might have data with missing values. We might have data that are not consistent. So for instance, let's say you have a data that's supposed to be tracking probably the time, the date time, or the time of something. It can probably come in a string or integer. So it's the onus lies on you, the analyst, to make sure that your data is in a correct form. You have to ensure that your data is correct, your data is consistent. So if something is supposed to be a date, it should have date time type of data and not any other form. So there are some processes that you have to do. There are some things you have to do rather to ensure that your data is clean, because if you don't have clean data sets, you'd end up giving out the wrong information or providing the wrong insights, which is going to be bad for your business. So data cleaning is very, very important. So once you identify your business question, you collect your data, you clean your data. The next thing you do is to explore the data. So you are probably trying to get the mean, the median, you are getting the variance or standard deviation of your data just to understand the data you are working with. You are trying to look out for patterns and trends in your data. So it's just like just exploring, like the names, like it says, exploring data. So you just explore it just to be familiar with your data set, so that when stakeholder comes and come and ask you, oh, how did you do stuff like that, you're able to back up your findings. So after that, you visualize your data, and this is where our visualization tools comes in. That's why we have to use tools like Power BI, Tableau, Looker, as the case may be, to visualize your data. Because the importance of visualization, I think I have that in my next slide. So yeah, I'll just move to my next slide because I think that's what I have. Okay, yeah, I mentioned it here. Yeah, so when you're starting out in data analysis, these are some of the tools that you should know. So the very first thing is Excel. Excel is actually very, very important, advanced Excel. So there are some functions in Excel that just help you analyze your data. So Excel, very, very important. SQL is a program language, structured query language. SQL is very, very important for someone that's starting out. And you need to learn a visualization tool as well. Tableau, Power BI, there are a lot of them actually, but I think the most popular ones are Tableau and Power BI. I think in Nigeria, a lot of organizations use Power BI. So you can pick up any of those two, you are good to go. Yeah. So for Python and R, you really don't need Python and R if you are just starting out, but it's also good to have because, of course, when you are getting into a career, you don't intend to stay on the same spot for so long. So it's always very important for you to also learn all this Python and R, because it just enable you to be able to do much more with your data. Python and R, they do the same thing actually. So if you can learn one, you are fine. And if you can learn both, why not? You can learn as much as possible. Yes, so Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, those are like the three major tools you should start out with if you are trying to start a career in data analysis. Yeah, so importance of visualization tools, I wanted to say the other time. So it helps you communicate insights. When you visualize your data, it's easy for somebody that is non-technical to be able to understand what you are trying to, the story you are trying to tell. So if the person sees your bar chart, they'll be able to know, okay, this one has the highest bar. So that means this is the one that has the highest quantity. This one is low. This one has the least quantity. So stuff like that. That's where visualization tools comes in. So it facilitates decision making. Just by looking at your bar chart, you can tell your product or anything that is doing well and the one that is not. And then you can identify patterns and trends. It helps you to spot outliers just by looking at it. You can know the particular data that is probably out of, that is not, that is off, you get. And then it promotes collaboration because once you can publicize your chart, everybody can have access to it and we'll be able to make the decisions that we want to make. Yeah, moving on. I think we're almost like done, really. Yeah, so I think oftentimes talk about hard skills or technical skills that you need to have, but we don't really talk about soft skills, which is really, really is also very, very important. As a data analyst, you need to also, it is very important for you to have some soft skills. So you need to be able to pay attention to details because you'll be working with stakeholders, you'll be working with decision makers. You don't want to you don't want to just do some dabaru things and come up with some stuff that is not true. You need to be sure that you are the data you're presenting is correct. So you have to pay attention to details. Of course, presentation skills because you have to present your findings. So you need to learn how to present and be able to think critically. You should also know how to solve problems because we'll be working with figures lots of times. So yeah, that's also a skill you should also develop. Yeah, and curiosity too, because when you familiarize yourself so well your data, you'll be able to probably even come up with some questions that the management was probably not asking. You get, so when you're curious, you want to know more about your data. Okay, this thing is this way. Why is this thing this way? So it will help you to be able to make more, to be able to go to the extra mile, to make more research, to learn more about your data. And then empathy, because you'll be working with people, you'll be working with, like you'll be collaborating with everybody in the organization. Because where I work at the moment, I work with sales team, product team, like everybody literally. So you have to be able to put yourself in people's shoes. Somebody's trying to do something, they need this report so time. You just have to just develop empathy, just be able to put yourself in their shoes and be like, okay, we know you're trying to achieve this, just give us so time, like just develop that skill. And then manage your time as well, because a lot of people can be on your neck at the same time. So you just need to be able to know your priorities. You should be able to prioritize, probably just be able to manage your time and manage people as well. These skills are very, very important for you to succeed as a data analyst. Yeah, so I think we have 2 more slides. And Taiwo, you come in very soon because I'm almost done. So here I'm just
Okay.
like giving examples of industry that you need data analysis. Like I said, data analysis cut across. There's no, as long as a company is you're trying to make profit, you're trying to make increase your revenue, you need to be able to analyze your data to know what you are doing well and what you need to improve on, and probably what you need to remove. So I just like listed out some sectors here and what data analysis can do for them. We don't really have to go deep into it, but yeah. So in healthcare, it can help you to diagnose disease, develop treatment plan, improve your patient outcome. Energy sector, you can monitor and optimize your energy usage for efficiency. So I think this is my last slide. Yeah. So the future of data analysis is becoming increasingly important as, like I said from the beginning, we will always generate data. As long as we are still on this earth, we are going to be generating data. So the amount of data in the world will continue to grow. And also we're having new technologies coming out. I mean, open AI, all these things coming out. So they are providing even more powerful tools that will help you to be able to analyze your data effectively. And data analysts, we are in high demand now. So it's a field that is expected to grow even in years to come. And even apart from data analysis, there are other parts of data that you can also dive into. It doesn't have to be data analysis only. You can dive into data science. We have data governance. We have data engineering. So there are a lot of things coming up. So this is a field to belong to, be a career path to actually. So yeah. So I hope with these few points of mine, I'll be able to convince and not confuse you that you should consider starting a career in data analysis. So yeah, we're done.
Please let's send in the clapping emojis, guys. I mean, let's send in the clapping emojis. If you can hear me, and if you heard all that Rachel said, and if you were blessed, let me put
You
it
should
down for
clap
you.
for me, oh. Please clap for me, clap for me, clap for me.
It's not easy. Please, it's not easy. Please. All right, send the love. Show her your love. Show us some love, guys. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Rachel, for that wonderful session. So because of the network and all of those, I didn't get to introduce myself at the very beginning. Let me start by apologizing sincerely to everybody, starting from our very own amazing and beautiful speaker, as we can see, Rachel. Apologies, network, like I said, is one of those things that you really can't control here in the part of the world. We are just really trying our best. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about people that had issues joining in, going back and forth. But thank God you're here right now. I'm glad. My name is Oluwatosin Ajayi. I'm a member of the Jupiter Academy team. I'm the sales and revenue personnel. And in this room today, I'm privileged to work side by side Rachel as we take you through data analysis journey in our very own to the very best our own very best abilities. Okay, so I will do something very very quickly right now. So I just want to show you. So after all that, Rachel, I'll be sharing my screen shortly. All right, but before then, let me put an end to this recording so that we can get right into it.